What's the vlog gonna be about today, Tex? What do you think? Are we gonna show them how to do a YouTube vlog? Let's do it.
In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I set up my shot for YouTube. Taking you guys along on a journey. So I live in a 500 square foot apartment, which is quite small, and so I can't just keep my gear up all the time, which means that I have to get it tucked away into the corners. So I have it in my laundry room and a little cabinet in the kitchen where I keep my lights. So one of my strategies in making this easy to create videos on a consistent basis is to use the same set every single time. So because of that, all I have to do is pull out the lights, put them in the same place, put the chair in the same place, set up the tripod, and the shot is pretty much set up.
One of the keys to this whole thing is that it has to be silent. So whenever she hits record, we have to leave, don't we, Tex?
So the next thing that I have to do is actually get it to be my level and set up the actual scene. So I have everything placed where it needs to be, and now I just actually have to get it set up. So I just kind of move the camera accordingly and have to make sure that it's level, zoom in a little bit here, a little bit this direction. So it just takes a little bit of adjusting to get it to where it typically is. And let me lower this down so it's eye level and not looking down at me. All right, looking good, looking good. Like that. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is clean up that messy, messy background. So the first thing is I don't like having a TV in the back, so I actually move it every single time I record. Bam! I just gotta put this stuff down, throw this on this, and that's it. One trick that I highly recommend is getting a power adapter for your camera so that you don't have to worry about the batteries running out. So I'm just going to run this from the wall into my camera. All I gotta do, lean this thing back, pop out this battery, put it in there. Then there's kind of like this little door at the front here that I can pop up so that I can actually close this. And there we go. So now that my background is clean, I got my shot set up, it's time to get these lights going and then get to audio. So I have these bins that have some gear in them. I just keep my audio like this, whip them out, and with literally one hand, I got my audio gear. Now what I am using is a Zoom H4n with these Sennheiser microphones. Now, I'm not going to walk through how to use this thing, but just to give you the basic overview, this right here is a recording device because I'm recording audio and video separately, and I actually sync them together in post-production. This is the recorder, this is the receiver. This right here is the transmitter, which is actually the lavalier that I'm plugging on my shirt. This sends a signal to this guy, and it gets recorded. Now, one quick trick on here, every single time I hit record, I actually go ahead and change the folder that I'm recording to, so it's really easy to know where my footage is whenever I go in and drop it to my computer. Now, the final step with the audio is actually to test to see what it sounds like, and I just use basic Apple headphones for this, which a lot of audio people might be like, what did she just say? But yeah, I use these, they work perfectly fine. I'm mostly checking the levels on here to make sure that it is recording properly. Now, one of the tricks that has taken me the absolute longest to learn, it took me about 8 months of doing these videos before I finally learned this trick, but it's how to easily focus on myself because I am using manual focus. I just feel like it doesn't work so well on the Gh5 with the autofocus. So I'm going to show you right now how I do that on the Gh5. So when you go into your menu option and click Wi-Fi, you just follow the instructions to set up a new connection with remote shooting in view. So I'll just go into my Wi-Fi settings and I will click on the Gh5 one, and then I will open up the image app and be able to see what the remote shooting looks like on my phone. And from there, I can actually autofocus on myself. Seems so tiny, but it is so not. It's amazing. So I can like look and adjust my shot. Like right here, this plant is coming out of my head. So I usually remove that from the background and yeah, otherwise looks kind of good. I might shift a little bit this way, like that, just to be on the side a little bit more. And of course, move my computer from the back, and I think we're good to go. So next I gotta turn on these lights. So just come back here and I'll show you what this back panel looks like. You can just turn them on. I usually don't go all the way up in the brightness level. Right now I'm just at 61 and I keep the color temperature at 5600 because I'm shooting during the day. Sometimes if I'm shooting at night, I like to change this to 3200 just because it can look nice. So then I come over here and do the same for this bad boy. So on the camera at the bottom here, you can see that we are overexposed now that I've added the lights. So I can just go over and make that ISO lower, because that's the one that you really want to change is your ISO, because I like to keep the aperture as wide as possible. In fact, we'll go even down on that aperture to 2.8 if I can. And we're still slightly overexposed, so I probably can't do that just because I don't want to add an ND filter. That looks about right, and now I will get on the image capture app and see what that looks like. So now I've got it pretty much set up. I decided to add a third light behind me to give me a little bit of a hair light, which I'll show what that looks like in a second. So that one is just a little bit off screen, so you can't really see it. But if I just slightly move the camera, you'd be able to see it right there in that corner. So I just tilt it a little bit back, get it right out of the frame. So then when I sit down, this is what it looks like. So you can see there's just like a little bit of a hair light right here. I wish it could be a little bit more behind me to get the top part of my head, but it has to be out of frame, so it is a little bit to the side. So with that, I have my shot entirely set up. I have my audio on the ground in front of me. Let me show you what that looks like. So it's just sitting here, and whenever I bend down and look, I can see my levels to make sure that I'm recording. Gotta have that solid red line to make sure that I'm recording properly. And the next thing that I would do would just be to throw on a little bit of powder just to make sure I'm not shiny, and maybe some lipstick and some jewelry to make this shot really pop, and I will be ready to go. Okay, we are fast forwarding in time. I am in a different shirt because I've been filming several videos, and I want to show you what my setup looks like, or how it changes when the light actually does set, because it's been setting as I've been shooting the videos that I was setting up for today. So the first thing that I've done is I've actually changed each of these lights to be 3200 instead of 5600. That is yellow light instead of blue light. So all of them have been changed. And I added this light in the background as well to make it that's also a yellow light to kind of brighten up the background. So now let me hop on camera and show you what that looks like. So this is what it looks like with tungsten light. The background is dark. I can show you why I wanted to switch this over. This is what the shot looked like right before I made the switch, and I looked like I was really popping out comparatively to the background. And so now it's a lot nicer on my skin tone. It's dark in the back, but I've also added that light to kind of lighten it up a little bit, and I think it looks really good. If you like this video, be sure to click like, drop a comment below letting me know, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next video.